Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another segment of BrownSense in Conversation with yet one of our other merchants that we have. Today, I have none other than Uputi Kabasa from Imopani Queens. Hi, Uputi, how are you?
Hi, Charles. How are you? Nice to see
I'm
you
fantastic.
again.
Likewise.
Yeah.
I see. I love that African attire that you have on.
Yes, authentically African here.
Black and proud. That's how
Yeah,
we
man.
roll.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right. So we're gonna go straight into it. Sorry, guys, for the delays. We had some technical issues that we were facing, but silapa ngoku and is ready. So, like I said, we are in conversation today, and we are meeting the person behind the brand Imopani Queens. That is Uputi Kabasa. Uputi Kabasa, welcome. How are you
Thank
today?
you. I'm fine. I'm fantastic. How are you? Hello,
I'm
everybody.
great. I'm great. All right,
Yeah.
cool, guys. As the interviews go, you're more than welcome to drop down questions on the comments down below.
Mm.
So I'm gonna start this off right now as we're speaking, and as you're getting to know the brand and the person behind the brand. You're more than welcome to drop the questions as we go. So I'll be able to see all your questions on the section down below, and then I'll be able to answer every single question, or Puti will be able to answer every single question for you. Right, getting straight into it. Tell us more about Imopani Queens, Puti. What is
Okay.
Yep, go for it.
Okay, so Mopani Queens was started in 2018. As a young and upcoming professional, when you're starting a family, there's so much costs with associated with starting a family. So you need additional extra income. So I started selling acha here and there, trying to put more money into the household. And then one of my customers said to me, "Why don't you also sell Mopani worms?" So at the time, I spoke to one of my friends who was also experiencing the same challenges of trying to get extra money into the house, and we bought our first 50 kg Mopani worm sack together, right? So we shared it in half, and we're like, okay, you sell this half, I'll sell this half, and see how it goes. So that's where Mopani Queens like started. And then one of my customers was like, no, but why are you trying to sell me worms? I've never eaten this before. And being a mother to young children, you get inspired every day. There's food challenges, trying to introduce them to food and everything. I was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do for this person. So I tried playing around with a couple of flavors, seeing if maybe I flavor them. Maybe they might be interested and say, okay, I know what barbecue tastes like. Maybe if I hide the
Mm.
worms inside barbecue or whatever, they might take it on. So that's where the inspiration came from. And, as I was doing more research, and I find out there's a whole lot of people who are not, part of Limpopo, grew up in Limpopo or Pumalanga or Gauteng, who are not exposed to mopani worms, right? And I'm like, so many people don't eat mopani worms. That is so sad, I need to get more people to actually like this and eat it. So I was inspired to like, okay, try other more flavors and see how many new converts you can get to eat mopani worms. So that's how I started.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Personally, for me, now I think it's I speak for most people, ne?
Mm.
We are very tentative when it comes to eating worms, because I guess it's more funny worms. We're like, the
Eh,
furthest thing that I've ever eaten, I'll be honest,
yes.
was nkilane, chicken
What is that?
insides. Is it
Yeah,
chicken
okay,
insides?
yes.
Yes, intestines. Yeah, those.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that for me is already fear factor. But then now, when I go home, these things are things that we grew up on. You
Mm.
know, we used to eat them as a snack before eating supper.
Yes,
So
yes.
it would be a livestock chicken, cutting it,
Eh,
taking off the feathers, and then just before or whilst waiting for the chicken to be ready, then we have those. And then now it took me back to that memory. You would say, actually, it's really you should really try some of these things out before actually just
mm,
judging it. So
yeah,
I think, yeah, I think for most people, they look at it, they look at the food and they're like, is this supposed to go in my mouth,
yeah,
or is it
but you
just
know, Charles, people already eat sour worms. I mean, you're used to putting a worm-like thing in your mouth. You know those
exactly?
sour worm sweets. Yes, you eat them,
Yeah,
and you don't even like question what is this. But when
yes,
I say, okay, here's a slightly different looking worm,
yeah,
you're like, "Ah." But actually, Mopani worms aren't actually worms. They are caterpillars, right? There's a difference
yes,
between a worm and a caterpillar because the Mopani worms are caterpillars of the emperor moth. So they, if you know what an emperor moth is, you can Google it and see it. Yeah, before it becomes an emperor moth, it is a Mopani worm, and then or a Mopani caterpillar. So our caterpillars, ne, they are queens because they decided to stay and serve us and give us nutrients and
yes.
food and everything, everything. So that's the whole inspiration behind the name Mopani
The name of
queens, where
Bunny
they
Queens.
come from. And you know, queens are great mothers of the nation. So mopani worms, where I come from, a lot of people eat them. I mean, it's part of your, you can snack on them, eat them as part of lunch or supper or whatever. So yeah, they're a great food. They're full of protein, they taste nice, and they're so versatile. You can do so many things with them.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. So, diving straight into it, you already answered the next follow-up question that I wanted to ask, which was,
Okay.
how do you match up your mopani worms? As in, like, what can you eat it with, and what can't you eat it
Okay.
with, and can you provide it as a snack or not? All right, I want you to please quickly just introduce us to the different flavors that you have listed
Okay.
on your flavors for imopani bites.
Okay. So the this one I brought it up. I don't know if I'm. This is the salted one. That is the one that everybody knows. That everybody from Limpopo, whoever grew up eating mopani worms, knows this one. It's
Mm.
a salted mopani worms. It's for stewing. You see here, it's for stewing. Yeah. So this one, you cook it, you soak it in water, and then you cook it maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes into your favorite stew, or you can fry it, or you can boil it and drain the water and enjoy it as it is. This one. It goes with everything and anything. You can eat it with pap, you can eat it with rice, you can eat it with sam because it's like meat. It's like a meat protein, right?
Mm.
And you can also put it in your blender when you're making your juices for a protein punch, and it's got lots of fiber as well that is good for you. So it goes with a lot of things. And then there is this one. This one is the chutney flavor. Can you see it? All these products are
Yes.
available on BrownSense, guys. So if you go on BrownSense, you will see them. Oh, this way, yes, the chutney flavor. This one is a bit sweet. Um, yeah, when you're just relaxing and you're looking for a snack, something sweet to put in your mouth, you can pop this in your mouth and drink with water or whatever it is you'll be drinking at the time, right? It's very nice. I when I decided on this flavor, I was thinking of my kids because they like sweet things and they already eat sour worms. Okay, they eat mopani worms at home anyway, but just to give it a different twist, and I said, okay, here's a sweet mopani worm for you to eat. And then there's this one, which is the peri peri flavor. It's also ready to eat like the chutney one. Wait, can you see it? Like this, like this, like this. Yes.
There
Cameras
you
are
go.
confusing. This one is my favorite, and it's everybody's favorite. When I'm saying my favorite and everybody's favorite, I mean people who are in my age group love this one. People who love
Mhm.
drinking adult drinks love this one.
Yep.
It is it's a bit hot. It starts a little fire in your mouth there. In between
Mm,
gulps of beer or red wine, especially, is very nice. And champagne. It's very nice, this
mhm,
one. So it goes with a lot of things. And then there is this one for people with who are not big fans of hot stuff. It's also ready to eat. It's barbecue. It tastes like a nice braai, like a nice sunny braai afternoon. You know how we like to braai. So you get this one
mm.
as well. So yeah, you can just eat it, in between meals when you're looking for some pickup energy or you're trying to get your protein in. People who go to gym and they need a certain amount of protein to eat daily. You have mopane
Mm.
worms. Yeah, it's an alternative. It's affordable. It's nice. Yeah, it tastes nice and it is sustainably made as compared to your other protein sources. So yeah, that's those are our products. Oh yeah, and then we have, what is the other one? This one is a limited edition Mabilo. This one is the one that
Mhm,
just came on the market like last week. If you know
mhm,
Mabilo or Vilo or Wild Medlar as the way it's called. Yeah.
mhm.
So these are dried sun kissed. Yeah, you can eat this one as well. So those are the products that we have, but mostly our champion products are the Mopani worms, the flavored and ready to eat ones. That's yeah, that's what we're passionate about and want everybody to eat.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that have just joined in, we are live in conversation with Uputi Kabasa, the person behind the Mopani Queens. So, as she said, you can find all this information, or you can find all of these products on our e-commerce site on www.brownsense.africa, and then
Yes.
go to the shop tab and go straight to Elo. Imopani bites. So you can look into those flavors, find your preferred flavor, or actually you can actually get all of them.
Buy
You
them
can actually get
all.
all of them. Buy them all. Try them
Buy them
out.
all. If you haven't tried Mopani worms before, this is the best way. Like, introduce yourself to it. Have snacks, have a hot one, have a nice mild one, and have like
Mm.
a sweet one, and then have the stewing one is very nice.
I will highly recommend for those of you that okay, we have a question here from a Facebook user. They're saying Mabilo is my fave. How much is it?
Okay, my video is going for 45 rands a pack. It's like 120 grams. So you can drop me a WhatsApp or go on
Mhm.
BrownSense. Yeah. And then order from there and then that's it.
All right, there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for that question. I can't see your name, but yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for that question. Moving on swiftly, I want to find out. Right, so you said you started off with the Archer, and then you moved on to a Mopani worms. But why leave a Archer? Is it because it was a overly saturated industry?
No, there's a lot of customers for Archer. Hey, it's just for
Mm.
me. I find it very tedious to because Archer it needs you to be like physically in. It's a very tedious
Oh
process,
yeah,
and there's a whole lot of getting to balance your spices. If you miss one spice by like a teaspoon or
it's
something,
bad.
things can go wrong. So, and I thought when this Mopani worms idea came in, and I found out that we're actually the only people, the pioneers of flavored ready to eat Mopani worms. I thought this is a great opportunity. Why not pursue it? You can't have
Mm.
too many products that you're focusing on. So I thought, Acha, my friend, I love you, but there's a lot of people doing you. Although there's a lot of customers, I think my passion is here with Mopani worms. There's people the world over are looking for alternative protein sources, and I
Mm.
think our Mopani worms are like the right products to enter the market and say, hey, here we are. We're small, but we have a lot of protein, and if you're looking for something different, we can feed that need.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So with you, okay, you said you started in 2018, right? If I'm getting it correct, and you
Yeah.
started off with a Archer, and then Imopani Queens, you are now. So it is away from the business here, Archer, right?
Yes.
So how long has it been with Imopani Queens, and in terms of ukuthi the returns between making iacha and making imopani worms, would you say ukuthi you would have made the right step into transitioning from iacha and into a mopani worms?
So okay, so the Mopani worms, right? So the whole business started in 2018. And then
Mm,
by 2019, when I registered the company with Cipro, that's when
mm,
in 2019, early 2019, January, I had completely shifted from Archer to now doing Mopani worms, right?
mm,
And the returns have been so good, you know. I don't have to now, because before, with both the Archer and the Mopani worms, I wasn't sourcing them from one person. I would like be all over the place. I have to go to this place
mm,
and then go to another place. So in terms of sourcing the produce, it's Mopani worms are much more readily available. The people are
mm,
actually willing to deliver to you. They don't say, come to me, I'm at this particular spot. It's people are
mm,
moving all over and say, where are you? I can bring you 100 kgs in like 4 hours.
mm,
And I'm like, oh, okay, now we're talking my language. So, and it is a passion. I feel much more fulfilled selling mobani worms as compared to acha, because as much as acha is such a nice thing to eat and to have, but mboni worms are like a delicacy to me. Like, I identify more with them because they're so unique, and they like you would underestimate and say, this little caterpillars, what is this? But they're so
mm,
filling when you eat them. And the joy when people like realize what I've put a caterpillar in my mouth and I'm actually enjoying it. When you introduce new people to mopani worms. So for me, it's been the right shift, and I've seen now there's a lot of, on our social media platforms, there's a lot of people who are much more interested, who want to taste, people who are buying who have never ate them before. So to me, moving into that space of saying, leave Acha alone and focus on this, has been very rewarding in terms of financially, yes, in terms of trying to shift people's perspective of what mopani worms are, and to explore other types of protein sources. So it's been like a great move on for me. Yeah.
right. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. For those of you that just joined right now, we are BrownSense and we're live in conversation with Uputi Kabasa, the person behind the Mopani Queens. And she's
Yeah.
telling us more about how we need to shift from eating ezinye izinto to eating Mopani bites. I really, really love and look, I've tried out the peri peri ones. Um, if I am to say, I love them, particularly for one reason, because IPEV into Yamengitanda. So it really helps out with balancing that out. Ukuthi kungabi
Yeah.
nepaparazi too much. So
Yeah.
I'll definitely recommend the peri peri flavor. I'm still yet to try out the chutney and as well as
Okay.
the barbecue.
Okay, the
So
chutney is great with kids, hey? If you want
mm,
kids to, because the other thing about mopani worms is, a lot of us now are moving to urban centers, right? So
yes,
you won't find mopani worms in Pretoria, for instance. You have to be like,
yes,
find them in the bundu somewhere, right? So we're
mm,
moving away from that area where you traditionally find this type of foods. And then when you get here, you get into a pick and pay. What do you see? You see like chicken, you see prawns, you see other types of things. You don't see mopani worms, right? And that
mm,
food that you see is what you give your kids, right? And
mm.
slowly you start losing that traditional indigenous food knowledge, you know so
Important, yes.
if you are into that kind of thing of preserving African indigenous food cultures, you know, introducing these types of foods to your kids, how do you do it without them going, ew, a worm? You put a little
Mm,
bit of flavor in them and say, this is a mopani worm, put it in your mouth. And they get used to the texture. And then they get the benefits from eating mopani worms as well. And then, from there you have an avid mopani worm eater. So if you wanna like, introduce your kids to mopani worms, do it with the chutney ones. They're very good.
There you have it, guys. For the little ones, please do order a chutney flavored Mopani bites from Mopani
Mm,
Queens. They are available on website here too,
yes.
www.brownsense.africa. Go to the shop tab and search for a Mopani Queens.
Mopani
With this
queens.
being said, I also want to find out, ne? If you
Yeah.
were to tell or share with someone that is a first time consumer yellow mopani bites, what would you say a mopani worm tastes like? What would you
Okay.
compare it to?
Um, okay. I will give an example with the plain ones, right? Not the flavored
Hmm.
ones. They
Hmm.
taste a bit like morojo. What is morojo in English? It's called African spinach, right?
Yes, yes,
I
yes,
think
yes,
that's what it's
yes,
called.
yes. It's spinach.
Although there's different types of them, so I don't know.
Mm.
It tastes a bit like morojo. If you know morojo, like what? Like what? And with a bit of eggs, egg egg yellow.
Mm. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they
The
have a bit
yolk.
of that in them. Yeah,
Mm.
and then there's also that bit of a flavor like you're chewing on a bit of biltong.
Mm.
Yeah,
Also,
like
so
dried.
that's the
Yeah.
texture.
So that's the texture that you would get, right?
Mm.
But really they taste for me they taste like um morojo with a bit of egg yellow in them.
Mhm. Why don't you
Yeah.
ask me, Ogati, what my experience
Okay,
was with how
what
it
okay.
tasted?
Okay, what do they taste like to
Ah,
you? Is that the same?
you
Okay, but then you ate the chili ones. They still have that
yes,
and they're hot, right?
yeah, they still have that. I can completely attest to it. It does taste more or less like a spinach and a yolk, and then a bit of a periphery. For those of you that yes, Robertson, there's a Robertson spice, say chili. It's like I'm a flakes or so. So that's what I got. So usually, or before I would have eggs with with a pele pele for my remedy to remedy the night before. So
Yes.
when I really got to experience imopani bites, but particularly a peri peri flavor, I really got to get that feel again. And the next thing that I did, I stood up and I actually made that combo yami remedy, and then I added ama mopani bites. So really, guys, this means obviously you can throw ama mopani bites with anything
Mm,
really, and it can actually
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
What was another question that I had for you? It just went. Let me just go back to my notes. But
Okay.
yeah, really, really, the essence of it and the purity of it is I would definitely use it as a snack. I'm not too. I
Mm,
haven't tried out the barbecue one. I want to try it out because I need to know when we're hosting prize and stuff like that. There's that time period where you're starting umlilo and you're still cooking inyama. I mean, it would be ideal to throw it in there amongst snacks. Not
mm,
not not to shock abanye abantu that are quick to get scared at amamufani bites, but to also to create that new flavor, because as you said, Doguti, not many people are exposed to eating amamapani bites,
mm.
amamapani worms, especially in the urban areas, and some of them they don't even have them as snacks. That's the
Yes.
part that got me interested in amamopani worms, for the mere fact that I've never, I mean, I've heard of mopani worms, but I've never heard of them being flavored into different
Yes.
flavors.
Yeah. It's a
And
different
also the
flavor.
process, yes, this is what I wanted to ask. The process of you adding flavor to them. How do you do it? Do you then, for the flavor to stick on them, how do you get around that?
Okay, so you know how KFC has how many secret spices? That's where this question is going. I also have secret spices, ne? But you have to. One of our processes involves marinating them, like putting
Mm,
them in a marinade with special sauces for like a good 8 hours. So
mm,
so that they can absorb all that flavor, all that goodness, so that when you bite into it, you can taste, oh, this is peri peri, this is whatever. So we do marinate them for quite a while. Yeah, so that they come out the best for you on the other end. It's a combination of different sauces and spices, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
all right.
And a
Uh,
lot of love, a lot of, okay, this one was, check the time. Okay, let's put it in. We'll see it tomorrow morning at 8. It will be ready. And then after we take
mm,
it out of the marinade, we still put it in another marinade for a further 2 to 3 hours. The final
mm.
coatings and whatever. And then we love it and we massage it and all sorts of things before we take it to the next step, and then it will be ready. So it takes time to produce that small pack, and there's a lot of love in it and a lot of secret nice spices, and yeah.
There we have a comment from Umzuzugile Sodi saying, not Charles asking for the secret sauce. I need it, Kalo. What if I want to sneak in
No.
the
Maybe in
opportunity?
the future we'll be like Nando's and have like a Mopani Queen sauce, hey? For those people who want
Actually,
to have them, like, yeah, and you can DIY yourself. Maybe in the near future. So you guys need to buy, like, customers, you need to buy so that we get to that stage where you can get our sauces as well.
all right, definitely, guys. You heard it from her herself. There's a
Yeah.
secret sauce, and she's not telling anytime soon. Right. Um, we are live in conversation with Tuputi Kabasa from Imopani Queens. Please do shop for her products on our e-commerce platform, www.brownsense.africa. Go onto the shop tab, search for Imopani Bites. We
Mhm.
do have three flavors. That is your chutney, peri
Yes.
peri, and as well as a barbecue. So if you were to section them, chutney is for the kids, a peri peri is for the adults, Tina, lababe
Mm.
bev, and then a barbecue is for those abane alsa. Konje, is it alsa when you can't tolerate it
Yeah,
chilies?
it's Elsa.
It is. Mm.
Yeah, I
So
have to
if you
say, I
have,
have to mention another thing, another benefit of Mopani worms, right? If you are
yes.
constipated, it happens as you get older, and it also happens
Mm,
in very young kids when you're introducing them to foods, right? You take you see the salted one that doesn't have any flavors and whatever, and then
mm.
you leach the salt, you soak it and whatever, you leach the salt. You can blend it into the baby's food, just one. Blend it into the
Mm.
baby's food, and then you'll see that it helps with constipation. For you, an adult as well, you take a handful, and then you just cook them and you eat them. It's like that, or you blend them into whatever. What is this juices that we drink in the morning? Your smoothies.
The
It would help.
protein shakes and yeah, and the
Yeah, it
smoothies.
really helps with constipation. So you get the proteins and you get a nice stomach that's functioning well and it's not constipated.
All right. You did mention Ugut, it does have a fiber, right?
Mm,
Yeah. So that would be ideal. The thing that makes sure
yeah.
Ugut it cleans out his stomach.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right.
Yes,
No, I love
definitely.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm definitely gonna be buying more. Hey,
Okay.
my worry is okay. I wanna ask this for people that are really scared, like me. Um, the the outlook, yeah, Mopani worm, right? That's the scary part. Um, do you think it would be taking away if you wrap it up in something? Let's say if not chocolate coated, it would be silly to. I
No,
mean, it's
it's
an
not
idea.
silly. It is
It's
not
an idea.
silly. Let me
You
tell
see,
you, it is not
employ
silly.
me,
You take your
employ me.
barbecue, you take your barbecue or even the hot ones
Mm,
and some dark chocolate and a
mm,
glass of wine. Ah,
mm.
you've got it. Like it's there, it's there. It's one of the things that I actually want to do is to coat them in a bit of chocolate. And
Hmm.
or yeah. It goes really
So
well
when
with
do I
chocolate.
start
It
as your
really
business
does.
partner?
Ah,
Guys, come on, come on, come on. For those of you that are watching, I just dropped.
you see, when you eat mopani worms, ne, their brains they
Mm,
work. Their brains work. Because you're always thinking, what if I do it with this? It will go. It goes with everything. It goes with everything. Yeah, it's a nice versatile little caterpillar. Hey, like you would underestimate
mm,
it and say, what is this? But it pairs with so many things. It pairs with so many wines and bevs, and it goes with a lot of starch as well. So that's why I'm saying you can even eat it with rice. You can
mm,
snack it when drinking some champagne, or you can have with dark chocolate. It goes very, very nicely as well. So
mm.
yeah, it's a
No,
nice.
so Mina, my main reason for this, ne, is the outlook. I need to that for a first time consumer, they're always
Yeah.
looking at the whole thing. You could see, yo, it's a worm in my mouth. It's a worm in my mouth. So when you conceal it with the chocolate and you just say it's chocolate, it's Mopani chocolates. So it has a
Um.
hint of,
Yeah.
and then I think personally that will take away the mindset. Yabantu would say, actually Mopani worms taste weird because um I know this. There's other worms that people eat. I can't remember it. What's the
Mm.
word for it? And people usually look at those and then they say, "Yo, man, it's from the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
It's
We
messy. Is
we
it
yeah, we
clean
are
enough?"
visual beings. We are visual beings.
We're
We
very
judge things
visual.
by how they look. Yeah. But
Yes.
also to go back to like you mentioned that there are some worms that that people eat. And if you look at a lot of our traditions here, let's just focus on South Africa. A lot
Mm,
of us in our backgrounds, we eat an insect of sorts. It can be a
mm,
worm, it can be an ant or a termite or whatever, but there is somewhere in our traditional food practices, there is an insect. So you're used to eating things that don't traditionally look like food. It's just
mm,
that now I put a worm in front of you. Yes, it's not a bad idea to actually coat them,
mm-hmm,
but yeah, it's not a bad idea. It is doable, to get more people to be interested in eating mopani worms and actually getting the benefits. It's doable. Even you yourself, you can coat it. You can coat it. Take the what do you call it, the salted ones, and leach the salt, and then melt some chocolate, and then dip it in there, ka, in your mouth. It's very nice. Very nice. You must try it later.
I'll definitely try it out.
Yeah.
Imabilo, I'm concerned about Imabilo. I've never heard of it. I think it's because I'm from a KZN, and
Ah,
maybe it has a different name.
it's
What is
I, I
Imabilo
think it's
in
in
Ngesizulu?
Vilo. I think you call it in Vilo.
Imvilo.
In Vilo, yeah. But they're there
Uh,
in KZN. Like there's a lot of people who like who know of them, and they're from KZN. You can even find them in Zimbabwe as
mm,
well. They're like there's a lot of, and there's this lady who was telling me that she wants to farm them because yeah, it's an untapped market as well. All these wild fruits that we grew up on, and now you're in Joburg, and it's time now. Okay, April, it's time for wild fruits and going wild out there, but you can't find them. So yeah,
mm.
Mabilo, it's in Vilo. It's got different names, man. Let me see. There was this thing on Twitter the other day, where they were actually there was a thread about it, and people were giving them different names. I'll just have to
Mm.
check. I'll check now. Okay, there it is. They call it in Setswana. They call it sitwanye, and
Sitwanye.
sitwanye, and
Mhm.
umviyo in
Umviyo.
in ngesindebele.
Uh-huh.
Umviyo, izinto. I don't know why they call them izinto. and they call it matswila in Titonga. And yeah, umvilo. We the Zulu
Yini
name
le?
that we are
What is it?
going with is Imvilo. See,
Kana ke nka Setswana?
ka
What is it?
Setswana ke Sethwanye. What did they say? What did that person say? Let me see. Sethwanya. Sethwanye or Mutwanye. I think Mutwanye would be the tree.
Motswanyo would, yeah. Oh,
Mutwanye.
Setswana ke the
Okay, the
actual.
fruit would be the fruit. Like Gaspedi is,
Mm,
it's the tree is Milo, and then the fruit is what? Mavilo. Ma is plural.
mm,
Libilo. Yeah, and then the tree would be Mubilo. Yeah, Matswilwa, Sithwanye, Mvilo, Umfiyo, Mantulu in Siswati. Yeah,
mm.
but you do find them in KZN. And now you can get them even in Eastern Cape if you contact us. We'll bring them to you.
Straight to your doorstep.
Yes.
All right, guys. Another perfect benefit from shopping with BrownSense Africa is we
Mm,
deliver straight to your doorstep, as Oputi has just mentioned. So you order online, secure payments, and then once your order has been processed, it gets shipped out straight from our warehouse, straight to
yes.
your doorstep or the desired address or location. So you can shop for it whether you are in Cape Town, Pretoria, Mpumalanga,
Mm,
Limpopo, wherever. We are here to give you just what you need.
yes.
Remember, the only way that black businesses will continue to grow is through us experiencing each other. I always wrap my interviews up with that note. Obviously, the only way we can grow is through experiencing each other. So you
Yes.
have to buy a product and give feedback. It's okay what you think might be helpful for that business to grow, and that is how we are gonna continue to circulate the rand and make sure obviously we reach a point where we are able to establish bigger businesses or
Mm,
open up to bigger adventures as a black people. So,
mm,
with this being said, guys, we've reached the end of our interview. For those of you that
yes.
still have questions, please drop them down on the comments down below, and I'll be able to pass them through to Uputi. And yeah, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us, Puti.
you. Thank you. If I can just have a word in before they go. If you don't eat mopane worms, I promise you, you know somebody that does. So you can gift them mopane worms, go to Brown Sense and support us. Ne? Please.
Mm.
Thank you.
There we go, guys. There you have it. That's it from Puti from Imopani Queens.
Yes.
Um, we are gonna have. I'm looking. I'm looking at something in the future. We are gonna have a follow-up interview where we're actually gonna get to experience in real time where I'm consuming a Mamupani bites and you are having a Mamupani bites. Nomfundo Shabalala says, I'm sorry I joined in late. No, Nomfundo. Nomfundo. Yeah, there will be a recording, Nomfundo. Immediately when this live ends, it will come in let's say give it 15 minutes and then it should be available
Mm,
on all our pages. So if you're looking out for Uguti how the interview went, please do look out on our pages and also check out all the other interviews that have been happening. Right.
yes.
With this being said, do have a lovely Friday, guys. Uh, it's amazing. Okay, it's amazing to hear the bit that I did. Putty, that's for you.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
with
Mm,
this being said, guys, we've reached its Peter interview here too. We are Brown Sense and we are live in conversation with Uputi Kabasa. Thank you so much for having us, Puti.
thank
And we're looking
you.
forward to having you again and experiencing live a Mopani Bites.
Yes, thank you, Charles, so much. You are a great
All right.
host. This was a
Lovely,
very
lovely.
fun interview. Yes, I enjoyed myself very much.
Lovely, lovely. We're gonna have another one,
Okay.
definitely. All
All
right.
right.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow.